What's up, Divergent? We love you. We love you.
The young adult kind of sci-fi fantasy genre is really kind of blowing up lately. What is it about Divergent, for people who haven't read the books, that makes it so special, that makes it unique amongst these films?
That is very intriguing to see what the future looks like, and and with Divergent, we have the different factions, so you get to sort of see the way that we see society developing.
Guys, if the factions from Divergent existed, which faction would you choose?
I think it's really tough to choose a faction. I think that's why it's called Divergent, and that all of us are sort of a little bit divergent. Because people can't be sort of classified into one single faction. If I had to choose, I feel like my choice would be different every day. Some days I feel like being a Dauntless, some days I feel like being an Erudite, some days I feel like Abnegation. So today I'm feeling Dauntless, I think.
Given that I'm wearing so much blue today, I'd probably go for Erudite.
I think I'm playing the right faction. I think Dauntless is pretty, casted pretty bang on. But you're right, and it's sort of like, we're everything. And that's why ideally in our world, divergents aren't good. Divergence will stir stuff up. Divergence will, be the downfall of faction leaders. And so I think that's what people don't want. But for me, for the most part, I'm pretty Dauntless.
One of the things kind of interesting is that a lot of these really popular novels are talking about a time in people's lives when they feel like they have to make a choice about their future, about their job, about who they're going to be. Are they going to be different than their parents? Is that something that resonates with you guys, or did you always feel like you knew what you wanted to do or who you wanted to be?
Before I started acting, I was going to college for electrical engineering. So how much of a juxtaposed position is that?
Do you get to use that at all?
Not really. All my pre-calculus and calculus went right out the window as soon as I hit the set.
My family was a faction, it'd be like the art faction, because both my parents are artists, and then they sort of brought me up into the art faction. So I guess I wouldn't really change my faction.
Acting is also one of those jobs where you can kind of be concerned with other things that aren't acting. Like, it's a job, but at the same time it's kind of a part of life. It's like it slightly blurs the edges between life and work. So I think it kind of constantly keeps you thinking about other things that aren't. Also you're researching, like, for every single character that you do, you're researching a different aspect of particularly if it's modern day, you're researching different jobs and different ways of life and all that kind of thing.
What's the question?
I was trying to remember that as I was answering.
You bullshitter! You don't know what we're talking about.
Choosing a faction is kind of a metaphor.
I'm really good at this.
Deciding your path in life, your job, who you're going to be. You're going to be different than your parents.
Oh,
does that resonate to you? Does that relate to anything you had to go through?
Yeah, I didn't feel like, though, it was a choice looking at my parents and going, I want to be different than you. I just was. I loved them and they did what they did, but I wanted to be a vet. I didn't want to be an actor. I still don't, I'm just kidding. But I've been fortunate to fall into the creative side. I kind of suppressed it when I was young. And so, because my family wasn't creative. So they were like, creative? There's no money in being creative. Because for a lot of people there isn't, And so we go the path, like Mekhi, you went to school for something and you ended up doing something else. And it's sort of like we go the path we're supposed to go.
Yeah.